Hello and welcome everyone to AUCTV News and a new episode of AUC Observer, your source for the latest stories from the American University in Cairo. I'm Hind El-Hilali, bringing you the latest campus updates, profile stories and feature stories by our reporters. Later we have a special interview with the AUC professor Dr. Tara Al-Qadi. Stay tuned. She was a pioneer at science, education, and women's rights. The upcoming profile report is a tribute to the lives and legacy of the large professor Farahand Hassan by our reporter Zaina Qasim. Our reporter Noor Wael will present a reporting detailing Rami Radwan's biography and his path into the media industry, highlighting his journey since he is an alumni of the American University in Cairo.
بين ثلاثة مطالب رئيسية هتف الملايين بهم: العيش والعدالة الاجتماعية، وبينهما كانت الحرية. وحيث أن تلك المطالب لم تتحقق حتى عام 2013.
Try to explore a lot of things until you reach what you feel you really have the passion to do. Because as long as you have the passion, you will succeed. It was really interesting. I always love to talk with the students and listen from them. I always love the discussion with them. Usually I prefer not to do any presentation, but to take questions and answer back. So it was nice. And it was nice, there was a good chance for me also to ask them some questions today. To be more confident, you need to read a lot, because when you feel that you know, this makes you confident. But this usually has a limit, because knowing that you know is good, but also knowing that you don't know is still good, because it makes you read more.
The American University in Cairo has long been a home for influential leaders, and one of the most notable alumni is Queen Rania of Jordan. Our reporter Yasmin Nabil explores Her Majesty's remarkable journey from AUC to becoming a global advocate for education, women's rights, and more.
champion of women and girls around the world, a true global citizen, and a wonderful friend, Her Majesty Queen Rania of Jordan.
The food we eat is more than just sustenance. It's a reflection of our values, our culture, and our identity. We are what we eat. Our reporter will take us through the next feature stories to discover the surprising way how diets are impacting our lives and our world. As campus as diverse at AUC campus, students came from different backgrounds, different lifestyle, and different food culture. But how really what they eat affect them, affect how they feel, affect how they do in their classroom, and affect how they really compete. Let's see this in our next report. How often do we stop to think about what actually on our plate? From performance in our daily life, focus in our job or classroom, what we eat is shaping more than just our bodies.
As a university student, I almost always buy food from the university because I'm always in a hurry or I just want something quick to eat. But then I realized that eating all this junk food always makes me somehow lazy. And when I start making my own food and eating healthy, I focus more and I do better in my classes.
What you eat affects everything, from brain function to immune response. Students who skip meals or rely on fast food may experience fatigue, poor concentration, and even more swings moods.
That is to some extent true that we are what we eat, but it's sometimes misleading because although we are fancy about diet and eating healthy, but there is a tendency of practicing a different pattern of behavior which involves eating a lot of carbohydrates and sugars. And we learned that carbohydrates and sugar are responsible for aging processes inside our body. And one of the areas that I'm currently working on involves inflammation, which is also an aging predisposition factor. And eating sugar and carbohydrates extensively actually produces and accelerates inflammation inside our bodies.
Whether it's for brain power or body strength, what we eat matters more than just realize. Making smarter food choices doesn't require perfection, just awareness. And sometimes small swaps can make a big difference.
As a university student, I usually stress eat. So when I find myself in a huge load or during midterm week or final exam week, I find myself treating myself with a lot of unhealthy treats. And after this habit, I then go in a phase of regretting what I ate, and I don't really feel good about myself. However, recently I've discovered the calorie deficits, where I can enjoy the food unhealthy food I like to eat, while also eating it in a proper amount, so it won't affect my body and I'll still be satisfied. I've also learned that when I eat healthy food, I learned about my body that it's more energized and I feel like in my best moods.
What we put in our bodies every day, the types of food we choose, shapes our health, our mood, and even our energy levels. It's not just about how we look, but also about how we feel and how fast we age.
For me, I eat like when it comes to eating healthy food, I do not really care about the calories because at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to damage my body if I eat too much of something that is healthy. But like on the other hand, eating too much unhealthy food is like, it would of course damage my body. So yeah, if you're going to do a diet, just do it for a purpose, a small amount of time, and overall try to live healthy. And in order to live the healthy lifestyle, you always imagine it's going to take practice, because it's not something that all humans do, and we get influenced by other people and by everything now. So yeah, just practice until you reach your purpose.
At the end of the day, food is the fuel to our body, mind and soul. So it's time to think about what we put in our plates and what we eat. Hindel Hilali from AUCTV. Born and raised in Cairo, but chose to transfer her life and career to Dubai to be one of the most famous Egyptian young businesswomen and successful Arabic women. More in the young Egyptian Hadia Ghalib in the following profile with our reporter Hadir Ali. AUC Tahrir campus is important for its history, location, and notably its beautiful facades. This has been under renovation during the past months. Our reporter Bianca Carrera tells us more about the change we can witness and the backgrounds behind them in our next report.
AUC Tahrir, the university's original campus, is special for many reasons. It saw the rise of AUC as one of the most prestigious academic institutions in Egypt. Its location has made it a place deeply connected with the social and historical events happening in Cairo in the last century. And its building has made it a living treasure, part of Egypt's National Register for Heritage Buildings.
It's a mix between Beaux-Arts and the kind of focus on the French kind of influence and of architecture, along with the Islamic kind of nature of Cairo. The palace was built in the late 1800s, and it was a palace for actually Hilmi Pasha, and then afterwards it became a cigar company occupied it. Then it became the center for the first Egyptian university, and then in 1919 AUC bought the structure.
Since the building was bought by the American University, AUC Tahrir has been an integral part of the city's cultural and social life, hosting the famous singer Kulthum, the organization of the first women's movement, or the 2011 revolution. In 2024, works to restore the facade and the entire building from within started, leaving us with the brilliant colors and spotless shapes that characterize the campus since its beginnings.
When you restore, that means you are bringing up the building to its original condition. And if you have broken ornaments, you fix them. We had deteriorated plumbing, we replaced. We had trees that were, the roots were kind of damaging the structure. We got rid of this. All the woodwork have been actually sanded and painted again. So the main purpose was actually not just to kind of paint, but actually to bring it back to its original conditions. A little over now 100 years of ownership, so it was about time.
Now only frequented by students at the Arabic language programs, the building is a gateway to Egyptian history and art that international students could not appreciate more.
My first impression was that I'm in a campus which has a history. I'm in a campus with historic buildings, and I was pretty sure that it was going to be a good experience, even by even the fact that I was entering a campus which has a history. I would say that it makes me feel more included. It makes me feel like I'm in Egypt. It makes me feel that I'm in Cairo. It makes me feel that I'm included in this experience.
Although academic programs might have moved to New Cairo, AUC Tahrir will always be a fundamental part of the university, as it symbolizes its willingness to not only teach its students, but to be an active contributor to driving the whole city forward. This was Bianca Carrera from Cairo, AUC TV.
Discover the journey of sisters Aya and Munez Abdelraouf, the founders of Ukhtin, unique Egyptian fashion brand that connects art, history, and empowerment to the honor of modern Arab women. More on this in the upcoming profile by Remain Ashraf. That's all for today's stories. Upcoming next, our interview with Dr. Tara Al-Qadi, so stay tuned. Hello and welcome back everyone. Today we are joined with a very truly inspiring guest who is an AUC professor, life and career coach, and expert in journalism and media ethics, Dr. Tara Al-Qadi. Dr. Tara Al-Qadi, welcome to our show today. It's really very nice to have you today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much على nice intro.
First, would you like to give us a slight background about your educational and career path?
Sure. I graduated with a BA from AUC in International Relations with a double minor. Then I did my master's here as well at AUC in Mass Communication. And I earned my PhD from the UK in Media Studies and Promotional Ethics, with the subject of Promotional Ethics as my thesis. And I started 2 years after my PhD, so around 2019, I started my coaching path. I got certified as a life coach, later as a career coach, and I've been practicing as a life coach and career coach since. We can add to that last summer I started a master's degree in psychology because I wanted to get into the science and a stronger foundation in psychology to help in my coaching as well as perhaps expand into therapy later on.
Yeah, so in your point of view, what do you think the most pressing ethical challenging that's currently facing the media today?
That even if you feel something is unethical and it should not be available in the media as a content, you cannot really do much about it. You might find it hard to remove anything, especially with social media platforms and so on. So the departure from traditional media to new forms of technology and media has made it very difficult to rule out such content that might be unethical. It's very hard to actually apply that. That's what I'm trying to say. Especially with AI now, it's out of hand. So I would say that's extremely challenging.
Yeah. Actually, that takes us to our next questions. With the new AI techniques and technology, how do you think that this will affect the media in general and the journalists in general?
Yeah, I mean, you know what it does? The good thing about it, because we'll say the good and the bad, is that it makes life shorter and easier, and it could give you summaries. So it's like a faster search engine in a way. But it is a biased search engine. It is what's input in it. It's not really fair, and it's not very accurate as people might think. Yeah. I've played around with it myself to check it out, and it sometimes gives false information, incomplete information, erroneous information. So that's a challenge. The other challenge is, as the AI gets stronger and newer versions of platforms and whatever applications evolve, it's extremely hard to detect AI. So it's getting smarter and more advanced, and hence you can't tell reality anymore. Yeah. So images are manipulated, and we used to be able to tell like something is wrong, and there are lots of videos to tell you how you can tell if you don't know. But I don't know what will happen soon. I think it'll be very hard to tell, not just with images, with anything really.
Yes. Okay, what about the effect of AI on your teaching? For example, when you teach the media ethics class, what new techniques you might add to your course that can go with the new AI technique?
Okay, to use AI or to warn against it, which is it? For me to protect? Okay, so let me just tell you, like as a professor, sometimes I worry, and I have received work in the past that was AI based, like someone just input the data and they got it from AI. What is it called? The prompt. Input the prompt on AI, on an AI app, and then they got it. What happened is I could tell. So I try to do it in a trickier way so that I can avoid that.
Moving from teaching media ethics to life and career coach, what inspired you for this career shift?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's very far from teaching media and communication and ethics. As a professor, I am teaching and helping students. I am supporting and guiding in some way, perhaps academic. So as a coach, you're also guiding your clients and helping them. And a lot of them are students because they're, at crossroads. They want to evolve from transition to the next stage. So I feel it's the same. I'm also supporting here. I'm supporting there. I'm helping here, I'm helping there. So this is the drive. I just want to help people, really genuinely inspire people, and I think both of them allow me to do that.
Yeah. As a university professor and at the same time life and career coach, how this affected this and how this affected this and vice versa?
Being with students, being a university professor has allowed me to connect with students, so I kind of have an idea of what their struggles are and what issues are relevant to them. And that helps me also as a coach because I'm able to understand where they're coming from and where they're struggling. Yeah. Other way around is also as a coach you learn to listen, to be more empathetic and sympathetic and tolerate more. So I think it has impacted me. I've become sometimes too understanding and too explaining. So I don't know. I'm trying to achieve that balance of being fair and strong, but at the same time compassionate. So you're always trying to do that balance.
Yeah. Regarding self-awareness, how do you think that self-awareness is very important for students and the newly students who are entering their career, how they affect them in taking the right life decisions and career decisions?
Self-awareness is extremely important. Okay, it's extremely important. The thing is, you guys are young, so students, self-awareness happens with experience and time. So the older you are, the more self-aware you become. Of course, some people are blocked. They don't want to learn more and push themselves, and they're very sensitive to criticism. But in general, as you grow older, you become more self-aware. So this is the challenge with young graduates. They're still too young, so they might not have enough self-awareness. Yeah. I try to work on asking the right questions, prompting them, And hopefully we come up with that. We shed light on who they really are, what they want, where they want to go, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. And we come up with practical decisions in terms of what they should do in terms of their career and the life that will help them do better in that career.
In general, as a life and career coach and AUC professor, what general advice do you provide for students who newly entering the career in general when it's related to the ethical parts?
I always say this in my ethics class, what's legal is not necessarily ethical. So I always repeat that, and I always say, think of your values and your ethics, and just because someone is not sticking or adhering to ethics and codes of ethics, and that doesn't mean, it's not an excuse for you not to. To have your own self-respect has nothing to do with what's happening in the world. So the more you do what you believe in, you will have better self-respect, you will have more confidence, and you will feel great about it. So that's one thing.
Dr. Tara Qadi, thank you very much for joining us today. It was truly a very inspiring interview.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us today at AUC Observer. Looking forward to see you next time.